everybody. My name is Aika, Kitsune, or Chloe, and welcome, hopefully, to Vanguard, where things don't break. Because, again, as you've seen from the past two LP videos, stuff seems to be going wrong whenever it can go wrong. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. That's for a different time. We're here to cover the RA225 SMG that came out with the launch of Season 5. I already covered the EX1, and I know it's been a while since I've covered this, one of the new weapons. I know. We're going to be using that, and also the operator that comes with him, or that comes with it, Khalid al-Assad. Obviously, you can get either Khalid al-Assad two ways. You can either pre-order Modern Warfare 2. I have not done that. Or you can buy his bundle for 2,400 COD points. I will say this, you cannot do the pre-order and then to cancel, as it will take away the bundles and stuff now. So don't try and do that. I did. It did not work. But we're just going to be playing some core. I don't know why I'd put control in there as an option. If I get it, who knows? That'll be a little bit something different, because I do like control. But we're not here to talk. We're here to talk about the gun, and I also put gun game in there as an option because gun game's fun. But we're here to talk about something a little bit different in terms of topic. I need to join a party so I don't hear game chat, because I don't like game chat. Especially since I heard gamer words in there that I cannot. We got gun game. Wow, look at that. I'm taking gun game off the filter because we're gonna get it first thing. I don't want to bother. We'll try it again. But I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Modern Warfare 2 and the Call of Duty Next event, as you can see in the bottom right there. Call of Duty Next. It's not going to load, so I'm not going to bother. I did watch the live stream to a point. I got basically all the synopsis stuff. So for everything I'm getting, in terms of information, it's from Twitter and what I gathered from watching the 10-20 minutes of the stream that I watched on Thursday. I'm recording this on Saturday, and I was going to originally do a reaction once the stream ended, but I decided not to, because I got very angry, and I will go into why in a moment. I'm sorry it's taken a while to find a game. In fact, I think I might pause until we load in. I will pause until I load in, so that way we're not staring at nothing. I wish I could say I sat here for a very short amount of time during that pause. No, I sat here for probably 10 to 15 minutes, waiting for that to load. But we're going to talk about Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Next. I need to turn my game sound up. That is very loud on my end. Hopefully it's not too loud on your guys' end. No, it shouldn't be. Forgive me, I've been using the Valois revolver, which I will do a video on, but I'm actually going to be waiting to get that atomic. Because there's not much to it. But also I'm a little, so if you heard a lot of clicking, I'm using my wired controller because my wireless one, both the batteries are dead. All my batteries are dead and they're currently charging, so. Oh god, this recoil is bad. But, Call of Duty Next. Let me try and think here. These are usually topics I do in a not live commentary style, but hey. In fact, I'm actually going to, I think it's the mag. Yeah, that mag is causing a lot of issues. Let me do that as well. I didn't even realize that carver grip. We'll do that. Hopefully that'll help with my recoil. Call of Duty Next. I really liked the presentation of the event, albeit one thing that I felt like they really needed to not do is have this whole countdown to the stream, and then once the countdown ends, have another countdown to the actual stuff. But other than that, that's just the thing that a lot of people do that I don't feel like they realize isn't actually helpful. But that's not really what I want to talk about. The overall presentation of everything, like how they presented the game and how they talked about stuff, very good. Lots of things I definitely feel like that they said improved. I really like the Gunsmith 2.0. A lot of people say it's very confusing. I think it can be confusing if you look too hard into it. But when you realize that a lot of weapons that are basically subsidiaries of themselves, so like the M4A1 and the M4, and the AK-74U and the AK-47 being basically the same weapon, but with just different conversion kits, all that. In a way, I understand, but at the same time, it makes things a little bit more fun. Also, the way that you unlock stuff by once you unlock weapon items that are across all weapons, you unlock the raw weapons. I definitely think that's a nice change. That way, like, if you want to go for long shots with the weapon early on and you don't want to wait to get a sniper scope, you just get it right out the gate for like an assault rifle or something. The changes to Warzone, which I will mention later, they mentioned a lot of changes from Modern Warfare 2 that are transferring over to Warzone. Like obviously the Gunsmith is going to play a lot into Warzone 2. But the main thing I want to bring up for Modern Warfare 2 specifically is the fact that they've made them very much... They kind of are going with the philosophy of making the weapons more personal to you rather than it be this is what is best. And I like that because personally, I never liked using what was best. I liked using what I preferred in a given scenario. Yeah, there are some things that are going to perform better than others. Like for me, one of my main go-to weapons for an overkill class is the bullfrog from Cold War. For example, I'll use a lot of weapons that are very unorthodox, especially since I'm going for the mastery camo like Atomic or DM Ultra or whatever. So I kind of get used to knowing what works for me and what may not. Will I build a weapon a certain way if I'm going for a certain build or like trying to go for a certain like class? Yes. Like if I'm going to build a gun to basically be a long-range laser, I'm gonna build it to be a long-range laser. But if it's not, if it's a weapon that I don't like how it feels, I'm not gonna use it that way. A big thing. Where'd you go? This weapon is very consistent, by the way. I like it. Reload, however, not so much. Another big thing that I really like about Modern Warfare 2 is the depth of everything. A lot of the depth in the Gunsmith feels very nice in terms of what I saw. It definitely, the stats I think definitely need to be changed, and I hope they do have the more in-depth stats like they did with Cold War and Vanguard. But changes other than the like guns, I do like how the UI looks. The UI looks beautiful. I'm not one to really complain about UI. I'm not one to basically have UI be a selling point for me. But oh boy, did that UI look crisp. Especially in the menus when you're navigating in like a lobby or something. Those look great. I'd say the biggest thing in terms of everything else on top of that is like, obviously it's the first time we've had a Call of Duty game that isn't by Treyarch where we have swimming and it's not like, and it's a part of the flow. Because the only times we've had swimming was in Ghosts and Advanced Warfare, and it really wasn't swimming. It was more or less you sink your head underwater, if that makes sense. But we actually have proper swimming, which is good. The maps themselves, in terms of 6v6, from gameplay that I've seen, especially during the beta, can be very hit or miss, but I'm glad we have nothing like Euphrates Bridge or stuff like that. There are maps, I will say, in Modern Warfare 2019 that look visually stunning, but play awful. Euphrates Bridge is an example. Looks visually stunning. Doesn't play very great. Other things that I notice from watching people play is the guns kill very quick, which I'm usually okay with if it makes sense. So like an SMG killing up really, really fast up close makes sense. ARs killing up close if you're like just hip firing in a panic, okay, I'm a little bit more like gonna complain about that. But literally everything can also kill at range decently fast too. And it might be an issue with tick rate. It might be just server stuff. I obviously don't know. I'm not a game developer. But just from what people have been saying, it definitely feels... everything feels like it's killing in 1 to 2 shots. In fact, I'll use the blueprint this game, just to show off the blueprint as is. It's gonna be awful to use, but I'll use it as is. What else did I see? A lot of the not the operas, but a lot of the attachments definitely look very good. And also, the big thing that I'm very happy they did is with the Vault blueprints. The attachments do not change the style of the weapon. So if you have a blueprint, and you decide to change the barrel out, it won't ruin the blueprint. It keeps the entire, like, design, like the FJX Cinder, I believe, is what the only one we have right now. So when you change out attachments, it keeps the color scheme of the blacks and oranges, which is really cool, and I like that, and I hope they keep that as the standard moving forward with bundles. Obviously, a lot of the stuff that I really did like to see was Prisoner Rescue. I think it's really good. A lot of people said, oh, they're turning Rainbow Six Siege. That's good, because one thing Siege does right is their modes and the flow of their games when it comes to their competitive modes can be very, very fast, but also very slow. And yeah, it's slow, it can be bad in Call of Duty, but for a mode that's where it's one life matters, having a mode that's a little bit slowed down that you can kind of keep up with without it being too over the top is definitely better than something like Control, where it feels like the games can end in a matter of minutes. Something that can be drawn out, but not so long that you're sitting there for like an hour. Something where you're on the edge of your seat because it's tense. Kind of action is what I live for, especially in COD. That's why I love watching S&D for that. Hardpoint, I definitely am very hit or miss on, and then typically a third mode, depending on what it is, I'm very hit or miss on too. Control and Vanguard is great to watch, though. I'll give Control that. It's a great mode to watch if you, as a mix-up. But the other thing that I'm a little bit worried about is the other mode is called Knockout, which is basically a respawn. It's not respawn, it's one life. I didn't really get to see much of it. I kind of toned out after that point, but it was alright. One thing that we'll go into a little bit more of the negatives. Sound is very iffy again, but it seems like they're definitely learned from Modern Warfare 2019 with how inconsistent it was. But your footsteps themselves are, and I'm glad somebody did clarify, your own personal footsteps are louder than the others, which I definitely think would need some tuning. But other than that, a lot of people are complaining that footsteps were near inaudible. So hopefully they fix that. Also, yeah, this thing is a laser with this blueprint. It's called Death Glow. Give it a little inspect here. We got little glowing bits, and it's kind of actually like the little print on it, the camo on it. Decent enough. That's the thermite that landed on my head. No, it didn't land on the roof above me. Looked like it felt like it landed on my head. Another thing that I was a little bit worried about when it came to watching gameplay, specifically for Modern Warfare 2, was again just overall weapon performance in terms of visuals. There is a lot of visual recoil muzzle flash that I really hope they address, because good lord, I felt like I was getting a headache after a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I do tend to get headaches after a while when I play a lot of COD. That's why I play Destiny 2, because I don't get nearly as bad headaches when it comes to, like, the visuals and stuff. But this COD, it definitely feels like it might give me some headaches, and I really hope they alleviate some of that. Another thing I'm a little bit iffy about, in terms of visuals especially, is visibility when it comes to the nameplates. Because like when I aim at this guy, right, you can see their name above their head. Those aren't a thing. So it's hard to differentiate teammates from enemies. And I really hope they do fix that. Other than that, I think really good. Snipers felt a little slow, but there is the carbine, which is meant to be like it's a marksman rifle, so I kind of get it. But at the same time, I really, really hope they consider given them a little push in the right direction. Maybe with the attachments, especially. Like, if they can make it so that that thing can still hit like a truck, but still can be decently zoomed in and out with ADS, then I'll be happy. Obviously, I'll be doing some videos on it. I do have a beta code, and I will be playing along with hopefully Neoma and maybe others. I don't know. I know Neoma and I are probably going to play it. But now comes some of the bad things that I really want to talk about, and I'm going to try not to linger too long on, and I'm probably going to go into a third game because of it. The minimap is a problem. Because when you when I shoot, you can see at the top left that my little arrow flashes, right? If somebody has radar, or at least it used to, I don't know if I notice games sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't. I don't ever run radar. I run forward intel. But in Modern Warfare 2019, that you would not appear on minimap. If you had a suppressor but in Cold War, you did. If you had a suppressor, it fixed that. You would stay hidden off the radar and stuff like that. Guess what? In Modern Warfare 2, it's arguably even worse. You literally don't appear on radar when you shoot, and I don't know if it was just a bug in Prisoner Rescue, but I didn't even see teammates on the minimap. But I think it might have just been a bug, or it was just a weird visual thing that they weren't in the radius. Like when they're off my map, they kind of appear in the corner. They might just not appear in the corners and stuff, which could entirely be possible, or it could be just a visual bug, or I missed it, or something. But I really hope they fix that, because it is something that everyone's complaining about, and it's not just me. So I really hope they fix that. Yeah, there is a ultimate perk, which I will talk about the perks in a minute. I actually forgot about those. There is a perk that does the same exact thing, but I really hope they can rework that perk and make it normal, the default. But the perk packages system I really do like, and I really hope it might alleviate that problem, but at the same time, that perk would be a crutch at that point. Which, yeah, you're sacrificing being able to see weapon pings for ghosts. But still, it's like, I'd rather have both. You know what I mean? But the system basically works where you have 2 perks to start off the match with, and then as you play and get kills, you earn your other 2. Which is really nice, because it means you have to play to do stuff like like Ghost. You have to get Survivor, which is like Last Stand. Which, no, you do not get a gun. You literally just get put into the down position, and then you're just down, and you can either be revived or bleed out. And there is no iframes. You can be shot. If you're being shot at, and you have Last Stand, you're going to go down, and you're going to die quickly. So, yeah. The other thing... But, other than that, I think so... Other than the minimap, I think the game looks solid. Obviously, I haven't played it. I don't get invited to events, obviously. If I did, that'd be very concerning. Because Activision should be inviting people who actually play the game a lot, which I guess I am one of them. I do play this game decently often. But even then, I don't like flying, so I wouldn't be able to go if I wanted to. But obviously the beta will be coming this weekend, and I'll be playing that. Hopefully trying out all the weapons, trying to hit level 30 so I can get all the unlocks, because, not gonna lie, other than the minimap change, which, with enough people screaming about it, hopefully they'll change. I honestly do like it. It's better. It is loads better than Modern Warfare 2019. Like, the other things that I hope that they do fix, like TTK, definitely, that's something they can fix. Other than that, I think it's just the minimap, and this game is pretty solid. Gunsmith, it'll take some getting used to, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to go for the Master Camo decently quickly. Spec Ops looks fun enough. Or sounds fun enough. It's 2-player, so it could be interesting to do stuff with Neoma and or Liquid. Campaign, as always, probably going to be decently good. Modern Warfare 2019, I was alright with it. I thought it was cool. Looking back, It's not anything to write home about, but it's not an awful campaign. It's, I would say, if I were to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 6. It's decent. I will say, I think it's a mixture of just the fact that I was kind of, it's just Modern Warfare kind of has made me hate it a little bit. So let me be a little bit more fair. I'd say it's probably like a 7 campaign. I've been so jaded towards Modern Warfare 2019 just because of how objectively awful that game is designed. Especially when it comes to the maps and how the game plays. It plays like shit. It's why I like Vanguard, because a lot of the things that Modern Warfare did wrong, Vanguard fixes. So, the main thing, and I'm going to bring up a little, I'll probably do more of a Warzone 2 focused video on a Warzone spectating video or something. But, let me know if you want to see that, because I'll probably briefly talk over the couple things that I did like, and I will probably actually do more research on Warzone 2 specifically. One of the things I did like from Warzone 2 is loadouts are gone. Loadouts and the perks associated with loadouts are gone. Thank God, because I hated the loadout system. I thought it was incredibly boring to do something like that. I liked the idea of a BR incentivizing looting, and then the loadouts kind of took away from the whole looting aspect. Yeah, you could have a class that's has ghosts and a sniper, and then have your a ground weapon be your secondary. But at the same time, you get handicapped for doing that if if it's not built to be great, you know what I mean? So they basically made the I got 39 kills. Holy crap, I didn't realize. The loadouts are essentially now bound to the shop, so you have to buy your weapon and upgrade it as you go, which is great, and I do like how they're doing. I don't remember the name of the map, but the map looks great. I hope it plays a little bit more Caldera than it does Verdansk. Especially because Caldera added the balloons, all that stuff. And, like, don't get me wrong, do I think Verdansk could play as good if they added the balloons and stuff? Probably. But at the same time, I don't like Verdansk. It was very bleak and brown and boring, while Caldera is vibrant and bright, and the visibility is amazing. A lot of people will say, well, I don't like getting shot in open field. I don't like getting shot from a 50-story building with only one way up. So shut up. I don't like getting shot from a building that's thousands of feet in the air. Like a person who's thousands of feet in the air with a gun that has about, like, that can kill me in 0.5 seconds and is just a laser and I have no chance. Alright? The ring, again, I'll probably go more in depth with Warzone in a Warzone video, because I'm gonna stop queuing, because this video is going on a little too long for my liking, but I'm gonna briefly, finish up on Warzone thought. The ring mechanic, I'm a bit worried about, because instead of it being one big circle that closes in, it's one big circle that turns into 3 small circles that eventually merge together. Which I think could be interesting, but I have to know how it feels, you know what I mean? Prox chat, that is huge. Prox chat being a thing, I am going to play with my mic on so much more often. I won't be in a party like I am now, but I'm going to play so much more often because the reactions of walking up behind somebody just going, sup? And just freaking somebody out and then executing them with, like, your dumb execution where you yeet them across the map as as fucking King Kong sounds hilarious. I know the cosmetics and stuff are transferring over, but you get my point. Like, imagine being mid-execute and somebody screaming that they're being executed. That's so funny. I love proximity chat in games, and I can never find a good game that does it right ever since PUBG. PUBG has done that so perfectly, and I love it. I love walking up to somebody, getting a kill on them, and them calling me awful things because I killed them. I know that it's bad and it's toxic, but listen, I find that hilarious. I love rage funny. Rage to me is funny. So, that being said, I do hope that Warzone 2 goes well, and DMZ, I'm very excited for, because it is essentially Tarkov. And I've been wanting to play Tarkov for a while, but I haven't had the PC to run it. But let me know if you want to see a video that's more focused on Warzone stuff, and I'll look more into all the Warzone differences and changes coming, along with DMZ, in a little bit more in-depth to the best of my ability. Let me know if you want to see that, and, yeah, I'll see you guys next video. Last time I said to make. Have a good day, everybody. Please stay safe. We recently dropped below 300. The 300 subscriber special is still happening. Do not worry. But I would appreciate if we could try and hit 320 subscribers by the end of the year. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. So follow me on social media description below, Twitter, Instagram. I have a TikTok that I'm going to try and be posting a little bit too more. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for probably some Fallout New Vegas, because I actually have another update I will be giving probably sooner rather than later involving Splatoon 3, because I think it's, unfortunately, I think I'm going to be missing on the first Splatfest for that, but I'm going off topic. I'm trying to end the video. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for some Fallout New Vegas. And yeah, have a good day, everybody. Stay safe, and this makes my iron a big iron.